Welcome back. Cosatu has slammed a 4% bus fare increase imposed by Golden Arrow's bus services, which kicks in on the 11th of August. The company says the price hike is due to continued and widespread increases in operating costs across the supply chain. Cosatu Western Cape Secretary Malvern joins us now for more. Mr. thank you so much for your time and for joining us today. It's certainly appreciated. So Cosatu has now publicly denounced Golden Arrow's 4% increase. Just talk to us about the socio-economic and political factors that underpin the stance.
Yeah, thank you very much, Katleho, and good afternoon to your viewers and listeners. Yeah, Cosatu is deeply disturbed and disappointed in Golden Arrow's decision to increase the tariff of 4%. Workers and the poorest of the poor are already struggling currently in terms of traveling to work and traveling back. They spend close to 40% of their salaries and wages is being used to travel to work and back. And the negative effect of that is that the cost of living is so high, and it's quite difficult for them to survive. What workers are basically being forced now to sacrifice even the daily meals, to sacrifice school stuff, school fees, etc., to sacrifice their health because they won't be in a position to afford that due to the increases in the bus fares, and even the same with price as well. So workers are basically being dealt with severely by both PRASA and Golden Arrows.
I mean, you mentioned that 40% that workers need to part with in terms of their wages and salaries, which is then spent on transportation. How does this fare increase reflect on the broader trends in privatization, deregulation, or just those neoliberal policies that affect public services in our country?
Yeah, I think you're quite correct. There's austerity, budget cuts, etc. The life of our ordinary workers and the workers on the ground. So we are saying to PRASA, we are saying to Golden Arrows bus service, they must engage, consult stakeholders so that we can talk and see if we can find different ways to limit the effect on the working class. And it's really sad what's happening today. Cost of living is of such a way that people won't be able to make ends meet. People will, because you'll find workers that even don't want to go to work because they don't have money to go to work. And some of them will basically be forced to leave their employment because there's no money left when they have to budget for transport. And the cost is just going up year after year without proper consultations, without looking at alternative arrangements. And governments also play a bigger role to see how they can intervene to ensure that these services like the Golden Arrow bus, that they can come to the party so that we can work together and find meaningful solutions to ensure that the effect of the working class is not that bad.
And do you find that it's a general practice that there's no engagement by such private companies when making decisions of such increases with not engaging with organizations such as yourselves?
Yeah, and I think it became a practice, and they got a total disregard to stakeholders in society. Cosatu have tried on more than one occasion to have a meeting with Golden Arrows bus services, and they don't even respond to our communication. This year is only year that we didn't ask for a meeting again, but we are open to talk, but they're not willing to meet with us. They are claiming that they're consulting stakeholders now. I've asked them the last time, which stakeholders are you consulting? You just sent us a letter stating that you're going to increase the tariffs, you're going to increase the bus fares. That is not consultation, that's informing stakeholders. And I think that arrogance of Golden Arrow bus service is a matter that Cosatu will address in detail.
In your view, how should public transport be structured in South Africa to balance sustainability, affordability, as well as industry viability?
They should structure the industry in such a way that before they even consider tariff price increases, that they should engage. Government should come to the party by maybe increasing the the subsidies to these industries, and they will have to cap, and then we'll tell them let's cap the fees for workers and for the poorest of the poor on the ground, so that they can at least have money left to go to work. Because currently that's not assisting us. So what we're saying is the first thing is let's sit around the table, let's work on formulas to see how best can we deal with a particular matter? But they're not willing to do that. And I think government should really come to the party this time around to force Golden Arrows and other service providers to meet with stakeholders so that we can sit around the table, because they can't come to the table, come to us and just say they've increased and then give the other give excuses that's not really playing, excuses that are really assisting us. Even the city of Cape Town, or the provincial government, they are also a stakeholder, or also one of the stakeholders of Golden Arrow bus services. Now, why can't they also from their side play that role as well? Because for them, it's not about the workers. For them, it's not about the poorest of the poor. For them, it's just a question of if they can make profits. Profits for them more important than anything else.
So with that lack of engagement, what is then Cosatu's strategic approach to holding private transport companies accountable and also ensuring that they prioritize public interest over profit?
We will be sitting soon as an executive committee of Cosatu, where we will have to formulate a response to Golden Arrows, where we will have to come up with maybe a strong campaign to tell Golden Arrows, come to the table, let's talk. Let's find other ways and means to avert this crisis that we are confronted with. So we will have to come up with a proposal to say, let's meet, let's find ways to solve this problem. Let's look at other alternatives to cut the cost so that we don't affect the workers in such a way. We accept there's a need for increases, but you can't do it 4% and look where inflation is. And that increase is not even inflation linked. So it's quite double the inflation, the current inflation, what they want workers to, 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 to pay. And because if the inflation is not even at 4%, what that basically means, the cost of living of workers will be in such a way that they will have a challenge to even provide food to the kids to go to school, food for the parents to take to work to eat, because there's not money left in the budget to look after them.